Welcome to Wednesday, April 29th. Your day weather podcast is really nothing but sunshine, unicorns, and rainbows here for a couple of days. The warmest days of the year coming on up here over the next 3 days for the Intermountain West. Great weather through Friday. Really, it's going to be hard to beat considering the time of year. We're looking at 70s and 80s. Lots of sunshine. There's going to be a significant decrease in the wind. The wind yesterday was pretty gusty in the region, but that will let up. Now, some showers and thunderstorms are going to return at the end of the week, and especially over the weekend. You expect that this time of year. So the weekend won't be as good, but it's still going to be mild. Now, next week does start off colder. We don't think next week is going to be as warm as what we're experiencing now, but at the same time, we don't see any significant or any bad cold, just cooler, closer to average temperatures. This is where we're going to be by tomorrow with the upper level jet stream pattern. And as you can see, high pressure builds right over the Intermountain West with a deep trough headed towards the Great Lakes and New England. There's going to be a lot of severe weather here over the next couple of days. There was yesterday in some areas, and that's going to cause some unseasonably cold weather there. But you can see these little barbs. These are called wind barbs. The wind follows these, and you can see the air is coming right out of Southern California and Arizona into Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado. The upper level winds and the lower level winds will draw air from the deserts. Over the last several days, temperatures in Arizona and Southern California have been hot, hot, hot. Several days in a row of 100-degree heat down here. So that air is going to be drawn in. Now, we're not going to be 100 degrees, but we're going to be 70s and 80s, really warming up. As we take a look at the month of April so far, this warm-up is pretty significant that's coming, because if we were to track temperatures from April 1st through April 27th across the lower 48 states, this is what temperatures have been for the month of April. Look at all the green and blue. Green and blue shows below average. White is average, and then the orange and red colors are above average. You can see only really Florida, the Gulf Coast, has really been warm. It's been a little warm. Average temperatures a little bit above average in the Pacific Northwest. But look at this dagger of green coming into Colorado, Montana, and the Dakotas. It's been a really cold April. This is why the snow melt has been so slow here across the northern and central Rockies. Like last year, the snow melt really off to a very late start. So even though we're going to end April with a much above average temperatures, April will end colder than normal for most of the nation. In fact, if you look at all of the lower 48 states, a good 2 degrees below average for temperatures in the month of April across a lot of North America, and especially the lower 48. Now, as we take a look ahead to the weekend, the ridge of high pressure that was building in like this for tomorrow and Friday flattens out a little bit. So notice the airflow changes. It's not out of the deserts anymore, but off the Pacific coast. This is going to bring a slug of moisture in right here and some unstable air. So while we don't necessarily see a strong low or a strong front coming, we see some instability. That's going to lead to developing showers and thunderstorms as early as Thursday in the western parts of Wyoming and Utah and Idaho and western Colorado. But it's really Friday and the weekend when thunderstorms get going. This is what the precipitation forecast for the Intermountain West looks like through Sunday afternoon. Anywhere you see green or blue or yellow, that's where we're going to see shower or thunderstorm activity develop. Need to caution you that when you see these amounts of rain, I mean, look at over an inch there in southwest South Dakota. This time of year, you can't put a lot of trust in these amounts. What I want you to really pay attention to is anywhere there's green, blue, or yellow, the chances of getting rained on this weekend starting Friday looks pretty good. We could really use some rain here in southern Colorado, south of I-70. We're hoping that comes later, but at least north of I-70, western Nebraska, a large part of Wyoming, northeastern Colorado, shower and thunderstorm activity, as well as the Wasatch Front of Utah, going to pick up Friday through Sunday and probably into Monday. By early next week, this is Monday night and Tuesday, we have a bit of a stronger trough coming from the west coast. This will drag a front through early next week. This is why next week starts off cooler right here. A bit of a stronger Pacific front comes on in. And you can see behind that front, the green, the blue, the purple there. Well, temperatures, this is by Tuesday, will be cooler to start next week. But by late next week, this is by next Friday, a ridge high pressure builds right back on in again. So while next week starts off cooler, the end of next week probably starts off warmer. Thanks for watching and listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Enjoy this great weather. It is really going to be fabulous. Talk to you on Thursday.